And we are live. This is the bike I got right now. Check that out. Little ball. Now you got a little hitch for a mini bike.
Really?
That's pretty cool. I know how useful that would be pulling a sled. It gives you the little point to pull a sled. I mean, if you want to pull a small trailer, you could. But yeah, like you tag a deer out there in the woods, you can put them on a sled because sometimes trailers don't necessarily work in some places you go. So a sled is probably your best bet. Let's see. What's up? What's up? Yeah, they with a small wheel. Oh, I was about to say, is that mine? In my review? I got a review on this very bike. I think the only problem I had out of this whole bike before I modified it was I had a little tab right here. Yeah, there's a little seat tab that broke. I want to say, I don't know if I'm getting that from a comment or if I actually had that problem. No, it wasn't a seat tab. Somebody said that in a comment, so I'm kind of mixing that. Okay, so it was actually up here on the headlight, if I remember right. I had a tab break off on that. But other than that, though, that's the only thing that ever gave me a problem. I remember I found some bar risers. I put that on there. This tank actually is nice for storage. I keep belts in there. The motor they sent with this, if I remember correctly, it had like a little 5/8 shaft. It sucks. I got a 212 on it again. I had a 25 horsepower, which all this is modified. Every bit of this is modified. Here, let me go to a better picture of this. Let's see. There we go. Alright, yeah, all this down here, all that engine plate and all that is gone. It's all solid, so I actually got a solid plate welded onto the bottom of this, railing here. It's stout as shit. I mean, it's not going to give anywhere. Built like a brick shit house. But, anyhow, on that plate, it's actually some pretty thick plate, so I drilled holes for the, for the 212 that I got on there now. So what my plan is, so I've been looking for mini bikes for my son, and dude, they're freaking high. I almost pulled the trigger on that MX 350 Razor, And then I saw it was like 30-minute ride time. I was like, that ain't gonna work. I don't want to spend all them hours charging it for him to ride 30 minutes and be like, what the hell, you know? So what I'm gonna do, because he can actually fit this bike. Now he won't touch the ground at all. He can't even reach the pegs. But what I mean by him fitting the bike, he can sit right here and actually steer it the whole nine. Because how do I know this? Because whenever I ride, because I'll sit all the way back here on the edge, he'll sit right here, and he can reach all the handlebars. He can twist the throttle. Because I'll let him twist the throttle the whole nine. Anyhow, he actually loves this bike. He'll go out there and play on this one all the time. So, what I'm going to do, because it's already modified, it's not like I'm hurting anything more. So, I ended up getting some wheelbarrow wheels a while back, the solid ones. So, I'm going to make a training wheel, but I'm going to make it wider than a lot of other ones, because I was looking at kits and all that, and I'm like, they're just too narrow. If you turn too sharp, you're flipping over. And I got to account for all that. I'm putting a large sprocket 72 tooth on the back of this one. And then I'm going to put chain guards, all that good stuff. I'm probably going to beef something up here. Main thing is I'm going to drop a peg down from this neck here. I'm going to drop a peg down so that he can actually put his feet on something, and ride. And I'm going to have the motor, I'm going to take and reduce the throttle down. And I'm going to take him down to a flat spot. That way he can kind of get used to everything. And this is what he's going to ride. I'll have it to where it goes super slow, but I'll have it to where it's not going to sit there and burn a clutch up every time you turn around taking off. Because I was looking at that one that had the weed eater motor, and I was like, yeah, that's great and all, but you know, you know. So yeah, this is going to probably be the best way of getting around that. And the beauty of it is as he gets bigger and as the more and more stuff he can do, I can start stripping away the training wheels, start stripping away the pegs up here, and I can take off when he gets old enough. Obviously, it's a 212. There's a million things you can do to a 212. I can take off that little governor I'm going to put on there on the throttle. Just as he gets bigger, as he gets more used to it. And the thing is, the bike, it'll handle me. So it for sure will handle him, no problem. So that's the goal. That's where I'm at. Because I'm telling you, $350 just for and where I'm getting at is that when I saw the reviews on that, because the first one I looked at didn't have reviews, it had 0 reviews. I found one identical bike that had reviews, and every review was the frame snapping. No shit. The tabs on the motor, that welded to the frame breaks loose. The frame itself breaking loose in places. I'm not doing that. No. So I know this bike is stout as all get out, not to mention all the shit I added to it. So I'm just going to set this up for him and just be done with it. That way he can thoroughly enjoy it, and as he gets bigger, it's going to go with him, the more stuff he'll be able to do. So tomorrow, and we'll see about doing a stream. We're going to be modifying this thing. I got to find some parts. I'm going to try to get like some parts together. That way we're not having to like search together, for parts. But yeah, we're going to be setting this up for my little man for Christmas. Well, probably his birthday. We'll see. Main thing is getting getting it all together. Oh, and I got to clean the carburetor on that one motor. Ain't no problem though. Yep, that ain't near no problem. I swear that looks like a review I did. Did I do one with the stock form, or did I modify it first and do a review? I can't remember. Holy shit. Anyhow. But I built it pretty much to climb hills and shit. I know everybody was like, well, we're doing 60 tooth. That's great and all. But damn it, I can climb some shit. I could pull a deer out the woods if I wanted to. And I can't find the 82 sprocket. So that really sucks. Let's see. They used to sell it, but they don't no more. I searched for a minute, couldn't find it. Well, hold up. 420 chain. Yeah, 80T model. Um, I don't know. I'll have to take some measurements and find out if that's gonna work. Huh? Hell, looks like I found something. I just gotta make sure it's gonna work. I don't think that bolt pattern's it though. Oops. There we go. But yeah, that's probably gonna be my best bet. Is just to build it. Because like I said, they're just too ridiculous on junk. You know, if I'm to spend any kind of money like that, I'd rather it be worthwhile. Not to mention he really likes that bike, but he's never been able to like ride it by himself, and I think that's gonna be huge. Him being able to ride it by himself. Yeah. I wonder if my review's on here somewhere. An auction. All right. I like the looks of these. I just wish it had a rear suspension. I know you can add one. That ain't no problem there, I guess. Just, kind of looks goofy looking when you do the kits. Do what? I think it's under the Coleman's though. You gonna find it if you search the axis. Yeah, go Power Sports. Look at how that looks. Seeing it clamps on up here. It's a bolt on kit. It's not a weld on kit, but it looks so freaking weird. See that? I don't like that. It's like you got this thick tube frame bike everywhere else. That. And then on top of the angle of the shocks, too. Yeah, I don't know. And it looks like it kind of squats in a way. If you look at that. Probably just how it's just leaned over, but still. I imagine if you sat on it, it'd probably squat like a sun gun. Hmm. Let's see. What am I looking for? If we all look at like a 25 horse bike. So let me tell you. So the 670, okay, they modified it to fit that. But this right here, so that's an 18 horsepower engine right there. So those actually bolt right up. They'll fit, no shit, in this frame. And I found that out with the Axis M200 I had before I welded that plate on the bottom. Stock, everything. An 18 horsepower Briggs & Stratton will fit right in those frame rails. Bolt up and be ready to run. So just a little heads up for anybody, because I had a 1800 or 1800, I had 18 horsepower Briggs V twin. The only downside was the darn thing had a Wi-Fi push rod, so it's no longer with us. It ended up damaging the cylinder wall, so it was junk. Kind of ruined the casting. But yeah, believe it or not, this engine actually fits perfect in there. So do with that information as you will. Uh-oh. I hear a little man. I hear a little man. That poor baby. That poor baby. That poor baby. That poor baby. Look at that. It just fit right in there. I wonder how much a V-twin Vanguard is now. I got him. Be right back, y'all.